have some chicken. All right. I'm making this video specifically because a viewer wants to talk about working out a lot because that's what he does. And I don't work out as much as he does. He is an avid exercise guru. And I don't know all the ins and outs for all the exercises he does. However, he likes to talk to me about working out. You know, I'm not stronger than he is or anything. But, you know, he likes to talk. That's what he does. People like to talk about what they do. So I'm here to remind you of the mess you made when you went away. It's not fair. Yeah. I don't know. What happened to Alanis Morissette? Did you forget about me? Alanis Morissette, baby. I don't believe that I sing in my heart to anyone. Where did I? You live, you learn, you learn, you live, you learn, you live, you learn. Alanis Morissette. I got one hand in my pocket. She made $20 million that year. And the other one is Stick of Red. Alanis? No? You guys know Alanis? That's okay. All right, so let's talk about some working out. Talk about my workout regimen. Okay, so I have a lot of soreness, you know, from a car accident I got into years ago. So my knees are constantly sore, right around where my patella tendon is. And, you know, so I have soreness in the knees, you know, so I can't run like I used to, you know, and try to get that weight off. So now I've been incorporating, you know, different exercises that I see people do, like on, you know, on the reels, you know, Facebook reels, you know, YouTube reels. And there's a lot of different exercises. Some people even exercise in their chair. They bring their legs up and try to get that, you know, that belly going on. So there's that. So I do stuff like that every now and again. I do sit-ups. I definitely try to get those in every now and again. And my newest exercise regiment includes riding a bike. So I found a bicycle because my neighbors 2 doors down or 3 doors down decided to move out in a huff. And as people do, they throw a lot of stuff outside. They decided they didn't want a bike. A lot of people saw the bike. They didn't pick up the bike. I picked up the bike. I have the bike. I ride the bike. And yeah, I enjoy riding it. Most of the time I'm sitting down when I ride it. So my legs are getting a nice little workout. And, you know, when I started riding, of course, I was worried about my knees. And yes, my knees hurt while I'm riding the bike. But they don't hurt to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. So I started just like cruising around the block, you know what I mean? Not going too far. Now I take an extra little detour and I go around twice because it's constant pedaling. And there's not really any inclines or anything like that. Every now and then I'll go onto the grass just to make it harder, and to get my cardiovascular, into it. You're supposed to get your cardiovascular going real good. Raise your heart rate for about 20 minutes, every workout. That's what's good for you. So I've been doing that, trying to burn some energy and riding through the grass with and it's a beach cruiser bike, so the tires aren't really made for grass or anything like that. But I tell you what, if you want to work out, get yourself a beach cruiser and try to ride in the grass. It is tough. So I've been doing that. I heard it somewhere that somebody said that they heard about some firemen that were in really good shape, because firemen have to be in good shape. But they said they were in real good shape because these firemen would do 40 push-ups a day. So I don't know if they did 40 push-ups straight. I don't know if they broke it down. They probably did it straight. But on average, they did 40 push-ups a day. And that also helped their heart. So I try to incorporate that also. And of course, I go to the gym. So I gym it about once a week, you know, because Osby's tired. So I gym it once a week. And what I do at the gym is I got a couple major things that I do. I like the bench press, but my shoulders are really sore from bench pressing. I like the bench press because I've been trying to hit 405. So I can bench press 385 on a Smith machine. I've done that, and that was kind of cool for me to do. It's a lot of weight, and I haven't been able to lift heavy since because I kind of broke my muscles down real good, so my shoulders are like, hey, none of that for a while. I like to do the dumbbells. I go up to 120, and I do that on flat and with a little incline, about 2 clicks incline. I can do, about do it twice, but flat, I can do it like, 5 times. So, up to 120. And when I do that, when I do the dumbbells, I warm up with, like 60s. Then I jump to 80s. And then I jump to 100. And then I jump to 120. We used to have 135s. We no longer have them. So I don't mess around with the 135s because we don't have any. But if we did have 135s, I would definitely do those. I also, do some curling for the biceps, sit down curl. But I like to stand up curl, do the biceps, stand up curl. I'm not a big bicep person. I don't need to have big bulging, but I'm not really a big bicep guy. I flip the tire every now and then, do the tire flip thing. So I do that. I try to do pull ups, but I'm 285 pounds. It's hard for me to do pull ups. It just is. Yeah. I suck at doing pull ups. I always have. So when it comes to doing back exercise, I just do back rows. I get those in there. And for my legs, I do the, sit down and push the leg machine up. I do that. And I do squats when my knees aren't really hurting. But I have to put the squat bar here instead of the back because my rotator cuff doesn't allow me to put my hands behind my neck. So I have to put the bar here, front squats, and squat like that. I go up to 225. I can do that, 3 or 4 times. And I've also just now incorporated deadlifting. I've been taking that a little more serious because whenever I deadlift, my whole body gets a good workout out of deadlifting. And you know, I'm up to 315 pounds now. I was struggling with that like last month. Now I can just, bam, bam, I could barely get it one time before, but now I can do that probably. I could probably do that 5 times if I want to. I want to deadlift. Now, mind you guys, I am 55 years old. So just wanted to tell you guys that I'm not young and spry like you guys. I'm 55. So, even with my injuries, I'm doing okay. I ain't the strongest guy in the gym, but I'm okay. I'm holding it down. 55 years old. I think I'm doing good. Huh? Huh? I can still, pectoralis majors. So, and I'm not a gym rat. I'm not somebody who goes there with all this equipment, and except I do have a lifting belt because I have hernias. But I'm not one of those guys who are super serious about working out. I'm just not. I go there just because I need the strength to move my refrigerators. Like today, I had to move a refrigerator. I ain't moved a refrigerator in a while. So I had to take it from my storage unit and move it into my house. I do all that by myself. And before, when I used to do it, I treated it like a workout. Now I'm a little bit more careful. I move it a lot slowly. I take my time with refrigerators now because, for one, I'm doing it by myself. And I used to strap it on there and yoink it up the steps. Get this workout. Now I'm not. I'm not in a big. Now I just take my time. I angle it, tilt it back, and then I get up. I just take my time now. I'm just not in a big hurry because I get tired quick. That is one of the costs of not being able to do a lot of cardio because your joints are hurting. So my knees are always in some type of, whatever. And I can't run. I can't. I tried, but it just hurts so bad. So I can't get my run on, meaning I can't burn this energy off like I used to. And I tried swimming. I can swim, just so you guys know. I can swim, but I will go down and back, and I'm just exhausted. I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? So, but swimming is a great exercise. And oh, somebody said something. I can't seem to get motivated to exercise, workout like I did when I was incarcerated. Okay, okay, that's okay. So for one, we gotta give us some more information. How long ago were you incarcerated? How long were you incarcerated? And how old are you now? So that would tell us a whole lot. Because you could have, let's just say you did something, you slapped somebody in the face, you went to jail for 5 years. You went to prison 5 years, boom. You slapped somebody, boom, they filed charges, 5 years for assault, all right? Simple assault, bam, 5 years. They hit you with the maximum because you really knocked somebody out and they deserved it. Let's just throw that in there, boom. So you go in there for 5 years, and let's just say that you were 21. A lot of people get in fights when they're younger. Your testosterone is up. You ain't taking no BS. Somebody disrespects you, you knock them out, boom, 5 years. All right. So while you're in there for 5 years, as soon as you go in there, you're going to see everybody in there is working out. That's the one thing about prison. Everybody works. Nobody's going anywhere. The competition is sky high, and you're like, I need to do something because these guys in here are. Listen, they look great. I'm still in the military, and I did like too long. Oh yeah, the rocks. So far in my deployment, It sucked in the beginning, but I felt so good right after. So working out does boost happiness. Well, working out also boosts your testosterone. Yeah, yeah, that's why it feels so good because your T is going up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It builds character too. Absolutely, it builds confidence. It builds character. Now, I don't know if you know that I was in the military also. So, and before I was in the military, I was a runner. So when I got in the military, it was a breeze for me. When they was like, we got to march 2 miles, I was like, is that it? When they hit us with the 20-mile march, I was ready. And you watch people fall out in that 20-mile march when we did that bivouac. Yeah, you know about the bivouac. They hit us with that bivouac. All the big buff dudes fell out. All the little skinny dudes was like, yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. So uh, to explain some of what that is when the military have you do a bivouac, they have you march 20 miles. They have you you're in full gear plus your weapon. Your weapon alone is 7.5 pounds. Might not seem like much at first, but trust me, mile 5, 6, that 7.5 pound M2A2 air cooled M16. You're just like trying to position it in a way where it's on your where it's in your where you're not holding it because your arms are getting tired. So you try to put the little handle right there and try to walk. And I mean, there's just tricks that you got to do because if you try to sling it over your shoulder, you have a rucksack on and it's fully loaded. It's got all your gear in it, your entrenching tool, your socks, underwear, everything. And then once you get to the bivouac site, then you have to set up camp. And the hardest thing about that is you have to dig a hole and you guys have to, set up your tents. So you set up your tent, and while one person is setting up the tent because they buddy you up, you have a buddy, the other person has to dig the hole. And then you switch off. So after a couple, half an hour or so, they'll say, okay, let's switch. Boom, you switch, you're digging. The hole has to go up to your shoulder. The guy that I was paired with was from North Carolina. His name was Blue, just a great dude. Blue was 6'6". So the hole we dug had to come up to his shoulder. Now, mind you, we're in Jersey. So the wind is coming right off the shore. We were freezing our ass off. We were freezing. Matter of fact, I had to. Also, you switch guard duty. So you sleep for 2 hours. Your partner wakes you up. You stand for 2 hours. You wake your partner up. You sleep for 2 hours. That's how it goes in the military. Blue was freezing. I mean, because he's not used to that weather. I'm from Pittsburgh, so I was freezing when I was like, okay. So we had a dude named Hanks who had to be the luckiest guy in our whole unit. We saw Hanks, he come outside with his, a coat off. He's like, man, it's hot. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, I'm guarding the drill sergeants. We have a stove in here. I go, we all go in there, try to get warm in the stove. So it was a rough night. It was a very rough night. And then of course you wake up at 3:30, you start doing drills. 6 o'clock, by 9 o'clock, you done more all day than most people. This is a fact. So yeah. Good old military life. It's a little strenuous at first, but once you get acclimated to it, especially if you are somebody who works out while you're young, there that is. But if you're incarcerated when you're young, you're in there. I mean, I've been to jail before. I ain't been to prison. I've been in jail. Couple skirmishes, I've been to jail before. You're in there First thing I start doing is hitting them push-ups. I ain't wasting no time. I went in there and started knocking them push-ups out, kickboxing and all kind of stuff. Yeah, like digging the DFP hazes, scraps, man, on the field. It's crazy. Yeah, it's digging that trench was so important because the cold was it just hit you right in the face. So what you do is when you're in your foxhole, you have to get down when the wind hits because you're just gonna freeze. So you have to get down, and when the wind hits, you have to get down so it just goes right over your head. And there is a temperature difference because of the wind chill factor. So that was very important. Like I learned a lot on that night, and the coats that we had, our regular coats our regular gloves was no match for the cold. So I'm hoping they did something about that because the cold will stop a soldier, and if they can't if they can't move, they can't fight. The cold will make you sick quickly. Yeah, you've been active duty for 4 years. I was thinking about switching to the guard. Well, that's a whole. I mean, how old are you? It seemed a lot in the military, ups and downs. Yeah, well, I mean, to really speak on somebody's situation, I would have to know more. Do you have a wife? You're 29. Are you married? Let me just say this. If you are married and you're in the military, especially if you're on your first deployment, if you said 4 years, yes, you're married, no kids. Okay, see that's a difference because your wife is a dependent. So it's especially if you're traveling, if your wife is going wherever you are, if you get deployed, if you get deployed, of course she stays. But let's just say you go to Fort Sam Houston and then they need you in Fort Benning or Fort Bragg or Fort Raleigh or something like that. She's going with you. But if you get deployed to Iraq or something, she's not going to go with you. But for your, if you're moving around, plus I don't know what your MOS is, or I don't even know if they call it that anymore, or what your job is. Because that's important too. I was food service. I was a cook. So when I got out, guess what I did? I was a cook. You know what I mean? So if you have one of those jobs that are easily, like you can go right out into the world and start working, say you're in dental or you're a medic or something like that, it's a good chance that you can land right on your feet. You can, if you're going to, if you're, if you and the wife decide, hey, we're going to live in Seattle, and you could probably look at Seattle right now and what side of Seattle you want to live in and say, hey, this is the market for whatever I'm doing in the military. Now, of course, and another thing is your benefits. So let's talk about your benefits. Because if you did 4 years already and you have an ETS, which means you're still in, and let's just say you get out on good graces, you get out on honorable conditions, you're going to have the VA. I'm going to read that in a second. Hello, how are you? You're going to have, your VA benefits. You're still going to have your health care. Like all that is very, very important. Now, I know some people who went in. One guy went into the Navy, but he wasn't in that long. If you don't do 180 days, then you don't get your benefits. I did 3 years, so I get my benefits. And I got out under honorable conditions. But nonetheless, it says honorable conditions, so I get my benefits. Now, that is a big deal. So there's a lot of things that would make me look at somebody in their, position and go, yeah, I would stay in if I was you. I don't know what your position is. If you're in for 4 years, you might be a corporal, so you might be an NCO, or you just might be a specialist, or 4 years you didn't make sergeant. So that's if you're non-commissioned. Now, if you're commissioned, you're what? A lieutenant, a second lieutenant, first lieutenant, whatever around there. You're not a captain, because I don't think in 4 years you can be a captain. Well, you might be able to be a captain in 4 years. I don't know. I was, on the non-commissioned side. So there's just a few factors that, goes into that. And it's for me to say, I would get out. If you think you can make more money, if you and a wife decide that you want to start having, kids, and she says, yeah, but I want you to be here. There's that. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then guess what? Get out and be a civilian and knock that out. And also, there probably wouldn't be anything wrong with being in the reserves. However, if you're in the reserves, you can get deployed. So know this. So you and the wife sit down and make this plan, and you say, well, I'm going to stay in the reserves so I can, whatever, get my rank up, whatever. You can be deployed. They can say, hey, you're going to Tel Aviv, or well, I don't know. They can deploy you. So don't get that twisted and say, well, now I'm just a weekend warrior. No, they can send orders for you, especially if you're some kind of specialist. You're some kind of specialist. You are that guy, and there's not too many of you around, to do whatever it is. Let's just say that there's a skirmish somewhere in the Middle East, because we tore the Middle East up. But let's just say there's another skirmish out there, and they need a particular weapon. Say the new the new helicopters. They want to blow up people with the new helicopters. Well, you're not a helicopter pilot, but you are somebody who works on the helmets. Like, I just met a guy who does that. He's in the Air Force. He's like, I work on, the guys who fly the F-14 Hornets and stuff like that. I'm the guy who works on their helmet to make sure, they have all this vision. He said, I'm just that guy. I'm just like, do you know how important you are? Well, if you do that for the helicopters, wherever the helicopter looks, the gun looks. There's so much science that goes into that. There's not a large group of people who do that. So if you're that guy, guess what? Yeah, I'm just saying. So, watch yourself on that, because if you're a specialist and you decide to stay in some type of attachment to the military, they're going to call you. It's going to happen. I'm deployed currently in the Middle East. Yeah. See what I mean? And yeah, my wife is at home. It's been hard at first because I'm gone. See, this is what I was talking about. I've seen this before. Because I'm gone, that's the only thing I'm concerned, because in the military, the military guard, see, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. The military guard deploys a lot. What's your specialty? You're the military guard, but what are you? Are you a M50 gunner? Are you shooting, the new M2A2 laws? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're deployed right now, you're probably holding you probably got a 50 cal. You probably got a 50 cal. I mean, so yeah, like what it sounds like you're a weapons specialist. This is what I'm assuming, that you're a weapons specialist. So if you don't mind telling me what you do, you don't have to. You can, keep that to yourself, But I'm just curious to what your position is. Like I said, I was a cook. So we go everywhere. I didn't get deployed across the water, but a friend of mine did. Well, excuse me, I went to Germany, but I never went into a war zone, even though I'm a wartime veteran. But I'm a stateside wartime veteran. That means that the USA declared war on somebody while I was in. So I am a wartime veteran, but I stayed stateside. And that's because I was attached to the MP unit. So, when Fort Riley, Kansas rolled out back in 90 and 91, I was still there for a short time. And they left the skeleton crew to run Fort Riley, Kansas, which is the third largest fort that we have. It is huge. And they rolled out Fort Riley, Kansas because they needed the new M1s. Well, it was new back then. The M1 tanks. So 44 SIG is at Fort Riley, Kansas. And once they said, hey, it's going to be a tank battle, they called that 4-star up and said, we need your tanks. And that was it. The whole hill rolled out, and thousands of people were shipped across the water. And some of them did not come back. I ended up talking to my buddy who rolled out. I tried to roll out with him. I didn't get to talk to him till 20 years later. Found him on Facebook. So yeah, security force in the Air Force, active duty. So it's like an MP. Yeah, see? Well, at least when you get out, you'll have a job. Security is a huge deal now. Hell, you can work anywhere and do security. you can work at Target. Yeah, they're looking for security if people are stealing their stuff. I mean, or I don't know what your clearance is, but my advice to you, okay, so let me say this. If you go into the National Guard, you're going to get deployed again. And you sound like a young man, 29, that's young. You're gonna want to have kids soon. I mean, you're married. I don't know if your wife is the same age you are, but she's like, yo, we gotta have some kids soon. And being deployed is not helping. And you don't want to be deployed and she's pregnant. That makes it really hard. That's really tough right there. Yes, I was thinking about pursuing cybersecurity or something on the side. I was gonna get to that. If I were you, I would look at. Okay. So this is what I would do. I would look at getting as much clearance as I can. So I don't know what your clearance level is. But if you can step up your clearance level game, that would help you out immensely. I don't know what you have to do, but the more clearance that you have in the military, the better it is when you get out into the world. The more job opportunities will come to you. That's the whole thing. When you get out here, you don't want to be looking for a job. You want the job to look for you. The more capable you are of, the more of a specialist you are, the more valuable you are. And that's just the facts, Jack. If you're random, if you're just like everybody else, you don't specialize. I got out, I'm just a cook. I could work at, any restaurant. But, people wanted me to be a restaurant manager, So, while I was in the Army, if I would have tried to get more into specializing in something, a sous chef, a dessert, specialist, the meat like if I would have specialized in something, just on the side, because you have your regular everyday, but just on the side. If I could, let me try to get in here, or you can actually try to see if there's a special unit that is doing something, and then inquire about that. So there are special units all over the military. They're all over the military. Air Force, and they have special units. They have special security units that do all type of stuff. There's stuff that you don't even know about, and you don't know because you probably haven't inquired about it. But if you start inquiring about looking up what special units are in the Air Force, then you start looking at what they require. What scores do you need to have on your ASVAB? That's from the beginning. And then what education that you need to take and stuff like that. And in when you do this and you find something that interests you, now you have a path that you can take. Even though you're deployed, you still are like, okay, I need to do this, and this, and in this time frame, I can do this while I'm still in. And it might be something that's 6 months. It might be something that's 2 or 3 years. But nonetheless, once you get into that, you compare that with what's going on out here. And then once you get out of the military, you can go right into that. It's probably something that people are looking for. You don't want to be too special that you specialize yourself out of a job, but you want to be able to handle, the many facets of what you are. You're not just a security guard. You're an armed security guard. That's money right there. That's money right there. You can be, listen, you can go stand, inside of Macy's and, say hello to old ladies and make $15 an hour. That's one thing. Or you can go in the back where they see all the security and you can be the stop loss guy. That's 22 an hour. Or you can actually be, the special police for, whoever. You know what I'm saying? You're that guy running in with the mask and whatnot and ready to bang bang. Or you can be the guy who works for a celebrity. They make tons of money. So it all depends on what you want. Now, you're talking about cybersecurity. For one, you got to say, do I have a degree? Here's a mistake a lot of people make when it comes to being in the military. They will not start college until they get out of the military. A lot of young people will go in and say, I'm not going to go to college until I get out of the military. But you can go to college while you're in the military. I did. I took my first class at the University of Maryland in Germany, Darmstadt, Germany. It was a writing class. Yeah. And I had a schedule just like everybody else. You know what I mean? So that's something you can look into. And once again, you're almost 30 years old. So you're going to be competing with the young gunners when you get out here. You're going to be competing with the 21-year-old who just graduated from college, the 24-year-old who's got 2 or 3 years experience. It's you got to think about all of this. The employer is going to look at you and they're going to say, like, how old are you? And you're going to go, well, I'm 32. I'm 33. The employer thinks, how much can they get out of you and how fast can they get it? And the employer thinks, how long are you going to stay? Or how long can we keep you? How much value can we draw out of you? How long is it going to take to train you? This is all the things that goes into attrition. This is why some employers' attrition rates are just ridiculous. Because their training is very, lackadaisical. You come in and you hit the ground. They want you to hit the ground running. They don't want to spend a lot of money on training you. This is why when it comes to healthcare, when you get a job, and you start looking at the healthcare, there's a time limit on your healthcare. So you're thinking, oh, I'm just going to have healthcare. No, there's a time limit on it. There's a time limit on you being at that job. Another thing I would do is always think in the entrepreneur realm. This way, you're not codependent. Because a lot of people get out and they say, I'm going to work for, which makes that statement is a codependent statement. You're going to look for somebody to hire you, which means they can do what? Fire you. They can control your destiny as long as you have that state of mind. I want to work for. No, you want to work for yourself. So as far as cybersecurity is concerned, you got to think, can I be an entrepreneur and do it? Yes, I was thinking about pursuing cybersecurity or something. Yeah. So you got to think, can I be an entrepreneur cybersecurity guy? And then you got to look up, how much does cybersecurity guy make? So let's do this. Let me ask you this. How much education do you have? Let's just start right there. How much education do you have? Because, that's important. Now, here's a cybersecurity program, 24-week program, cybersecurity program, University of Ohio State, 24 weeks. Cybersecurity certificate, 9 months. So it doesn't take long to get certified. So this is on Indeed. I'm in Ohio. So cybersecurity clearance required. See, that's what I was saying. The more clearance that you have, the better it is. The better choices that you have. Look, cybersecurity, defense analyst, entry level. Let's just look at that. Let's just look at this. These are jobs that are already on the market. Requirements, DOD 857 baseline certificate. So you need a certificate for this. That's what I'm asking you. How much education do you got? Certificates they're looking for is a CEH, CYSA plus CISSP or equivalent. I don't know what none of those acronyms mean, but nonetheless, that's what they're looking for. There's a job description. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't have the pay rate. Doesn't have the pay rate. Cybersecurity. Let's see another one. Cybersecurity analyst at Mantech. So these jobs are out there, and you can also look up to see if cybersecurity is a growing field. We know that it is. Cybersecurity will always be a growing field. So you're heading you have the right state of mind. Now let me look at this real quick. Job. Another thing you should look for: the pay rates. If you left a comment, I'm not going to read it just yet because I want to do something here. This is on Google, by the way. So okay, so your pay rate in the state of Ohio, your average pay, look at this, is $45.30 an hour. What is that equivalent to? About $90,000. Yeah, $94,000 a year. Yep. In Oklahoma, it's 42, so it's 87,000. In Oregon, it's 50, so it's 105,000. In Pennsylvania, it's 50, so it's 104,000. Now I'll read your comments. Yeah, you have some college not too far from an associate. So you are on the right track, my friend. Now, like I said, and I can't tell you this enough. Get yourself either certificates or get yourself good, especially in the security area. Put yourself in this frame. Put yourself in this frame. What if you want to work for the Pentagon? Can the Pentagon hire you? I mean, that's the creme de la creme. That's the top dog right there. What would it take for the Pentagon to hire you? Now, if you do that, don't forget, you could be looking at being overqualified for certain positions because you shot right to the top. Or you can say, I'm going to get a 24-week certificate from an accredited school, Ohio State. You know what I mean? I'm going to go into the cybersecurity program. Boom, Ohio State, Iowa State, whatever it is you're going to land. And you already know that, this is a growing field. You already know if you settle in Ohio, you're going to make $95,000 a year. That's not bad. If you're the major breadwinner, I mean, that's not bad at only 24 months. Yeah. I mean, that 2 years, boom. And so you already have some college, which is good. Now you have to look at what did you take, like what classes did you take, and how do they transfer? Now, being that, okay, so I have a degree, health service. I keep messing up with the name of it as. Well, it says health public administration. Yeah, but it's healthcare administration. So I have a degree, boom, 4 years, boom. Ain't did nothing with it because I don't specialize in anything. But nonetheless, if you, okay, so when I got my degree, I got credit because I was in the military. And the military paid for my degree. Yeah. So you probably have something called the GI Bill, which is Chapter 31, I believe. However, there is another program called Chapter 33. It's the VOA. So that's what I end up getting because my Chapter 31 was taken away from me. So I end up getting Chapter 33 like 10 years later after I got out of the military. They called me and said, hey, you still want to go to college? I was like, yeah. So they made me do some research, and then boom, I ended up with a healthcare administration degree. And like I said, I haven't done anything with it. Not yet. I'm going to try to. But so there's that. Those are the avenues I would look for if I was you. I mean, you're still young. 29 is still young. You're hanging out with your broskies right now in Fallujah or something like that. It's dusty, you're lonely, your wife is hitting you up on Facebook, like, bro, when you coming home? You're like, I got another 3-4 months. Hang in there, baby, I love you, that type of thing. But if you don't want to keep getting your heart pulled out of your chest, then you're gonna have to get out of the military. And you're probably going to have to disconnect yourself from the military completely. Meaning they can't pull you back in and send you back across the water. Because they will. They will. And before you make that move, you just want to listen, you don't want to come out here and try to go through 4 years of school, now you're 35. I mean, time wears on you. Just You're gonna come home, you're gonna get with your wife, and let's just face it, you're gonna be all over her. You know what's gonna happen. She's gonna be happy to see you. You're gonna be happy to see her. You guys are gonna do what husbands and wives should do. She's gonna get knocked up. It gets harder after that, broski. It does. It does. And I'm just trying to tell you. You guys are gonna run into each other's arms, and listen, that hug is gonna cost you $40,000. I'm telling you right now. That hug at the airport, when you're hugging your wife, just think, this just cost me $40,000. Because as soon as you guys get some alone time, you're gonna go at it. And you're gonna make a child. When she's like, listen, bro, it's positive, okay, it's happening. Now you gotta put your foot on the gas. I'm serious. You gotta put your foot on the gas. And here's the thing about that. That hug is gonna dictate the rest of your life. You think I'm lying? I'm not. I'm not. You're gonna go home to your woman, you're gonna hug her, it's gonna feel great. You guys are gonna as soon as you hit home, I'm trying to yeah, you miss her a lot. Yeah, you miss her a lot. You got it all planned out. Yeah, you got it planned out. You're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be great. The family's, and as soon as you get her in that bedroom, it's gonna be rock and roll time. And the thing about it is, it's gonna be rock and roll time for like a couple days. It's gonna be like, yo, like we really miss each other. You're gonna have a kid. You're gonna have a kid. $40,000 right there. $40,000 worth of rocking and rolling. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen. As soon as she says, I'm pregnant, now you gotta put your foot on the gas. Because listen, this is the choice. This is the choice. This is what happens. You're gonna say, should I get out now? If you do, you're jobless. There's some people out here that commit adultery, which is crazy. Well, that's another subject, but yeah. As long as you and your wife aren't doing it, then as long as you're not cheating on your wife and your wife is not cheating on you, I wouldn't worry about it. People get horny, they go somewhere and commit adultery. It is what it is. But what I'm saying is, when you get home and she's like, listen, I'm pregnant, you got to start thinking, do I want to sign up for another 4 years? If you do, you're going to get deployed. Out of sight, out of mind. Well, listen, there's always going to be somebody banging somebody else. It's never going to stop. Humans were meant to multiply. It's a natural thing. Is it wrong in the eyes of God the way they do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, committing adultery you don't even have to sleep with somebody to commit adultery. You can just think about sleeping with somebody and get off on it, and you're committing adultery. There's all kind of ways to commit adultery. It doesn't have to be you physically went and did it. So there's that. But and like I'm saying, bro, you'll have a choice to make if you get your wife pregnant. So if you're not ready to get her pregnant when you see her, I would wear a condom. She might be like, what's this all about? You just tell her, listen, I'm not ready to get you pregnant. We need to talk about, when are we going to start a family? Are we going to start a family while I'm still in the military? Because I'm getting ready to ETS. We need to make this decision together. She's probably lonely as all get out, and she's not going to want to be alone when she has that child. So you already know which way she's going to go. She's going to be like, no, I don't want you to be in the military because, Your wife's on birth control. Birth control. So what? That's not saying anything. Your wife can get off birth control. Okay, the premise of what I'm talking about is you're going to want to start a family. You're 29. It's time for you to start a family. If you're going to start, if you're looking to play ball with Junior without your knees being, you want Junior to come on out right about now. If you still want to be able to push your little girl while you're teaching her to ride a bike, yeah, you want Sally to come on out of there right now. Let's go, Sally. Let's go. Because you don't want to start a family at 50. I want to do it. You want to start a family as soon as possible. So, that's the whole conversation between you and the wife. But that's what I'm saying. Once all this goes down, you got to think about it like right now. What are you going to do when we get home? Because she can just go to the doctor and boom, that's a done deal. That's nothing. That's a done deal. She can stop taking a pill. Boom, everything comes back to normal. It's go time. But you got to think about that now. I mean, don't let it bother your concentration while you're out in the field. But I'm saying these are just things that. How much longer is your deployment? I mean, are you going to be deployed for another 6 months? You know what I'm saying? So you signed up for how many years? If you're in your 4th year and you're deployed, there's a good chance you signed up for 5 years. So you see where I'm going with this? When your ETS date comes up within the calendar year, I mean, you don't have much more time in the military. Your ETS date is coming up. So now you got to think, what am I going to do? When your feet land on, USA soil, you got to, what decision are you going to make? And how are you going to be prepared for that? You going to jump right into school, or you going to, what job are you going to have? Because once the military lets you go, they'll cut off your, there's no more paycheck coming to you. Now it's all on you. You see what I mean? So now you're looking at the decision of, well, if I decide to go into cybersecurity, I can get this certificate in 24 months or 9 months or whatever. Can I do it while I'm in the military? If the answer is yes, can you do it while you're deployed? The answer is no. You see what I mean? Because like I said, when you get out of the military, they cut you off financially. Now you can say, yeah, I can find a job, but you're going to have to find a job and educate yourself at the same time and whatever goes on in your family. It's just, you got 2 more months left. You got 2 more months of deployment left, but how many months left is on your contract? Are you on a 5-year contract? So, or put it to you like this: when is your ETS date? Because if your ETS date, let's just say it's 2024, February 2024, it's 2025. Yeah, is 2025. So you went in on a 6-year contract. See, things are different. Before it was a 3-year contract when I went in. And it was, see, but now the military is mandatory 4-year contracts. So, okay, so here's the good, the bad, and the ugly with this. You still have your 2025, January 2025, that's over a year. Well over a year. That's a year and what? I don't know, 6, 7 months, right? So now you're looking at this. You have 2 months that you're deployed. You're not in a hot zone, or I mean, you are a guard. But hopefully, you're not in a hot zone. You're not in a place that gunfire and whatnot. But so you got 2 months left. Here's the thing: you gotta look at it like this. I got 2 months that I'm gonna be here. You're probably not gonna take college classes while you're over there. I don't know if you can or not. But nonetheless, I'm just going to assume that you can't. You know more than I do, though. So if I'm wrong, that's fine with me. When you come back here, you're going to have 15, 16 months before your ETS date. I'm just guessing at that. Before your ETS date, right? Wherever you land, hopefully you won't get deployed again. That's what we're hoping. So whenever you land here, you gotta start thinking, can I educate myself in cybersecurity, or can I at least start it? And how many months can I get in before I get out of the military? Because if you can jump in a 9-month program and you're not deployed, you can finish. Even though it's going to be spotty, it's going to be broken up, but you can finish your certificate before you leave the military. You see where I'm going with that? And when that's all done, when you leave the military, it's just one smooth transaction. So let's just say you get home and you guys decide to start a family. Your wife is like, sure, let's do it. She knows it's possible for you to be deployed again, but she also knows when your ETS date is. So she's like, okay, you're going to be gone, but you might not be gone that long. So she's like, let's go for it. You guys are successful. She's got little Tommy in her stomach now. 9 months later, Tommy comes out. You're still in the military. You still got another 4 or 5 months in the military. They deploy you for 2 months. Tommy's brand new. You're deployed for 2 months. Boom, right? Okay. It's hard because you wanted to see your son and be with your wife. Yada, yada, yada. You come back. You only got 3 months in. Boom. You decide, I'm going to leave the military. Why? Because of the deployment. I can't take it anymore. I have to be with my son so I can be attached. These are the precious times my kid needs to know. He doesn't need, Uncle John coming over and playing that. No, I'm your father. So you're like, screw that. I'm out of here because you guys are going to deploy me again. I know it. If I sign up again, I'm going to spend most of my time in Fallujah. No, I'm not doing it. Tommy needs me. How about your finances? Can you ease out of the military and roll right into a job? Because if you can't, you're going to sign up in the military again and get deployed. That's going to be frustrating. Now, I don't know you personally, so I'm just thinking from a military mind. Plus, I haven't been in the military in 30 years. I don't know how things go now. But I know there are some basics. We know you have an ETS date. We know you're going to get out in 2025, or at least you have a chance to if you don't, get out earlier for some reason. I know that once I got out of the military, I had no money. I had to sneak back on base and eat the food. I was broke. I was broke as hell. I got out and stayed right on the outskirts of the military base, and I would come on the base, and I would go right in there and eat the food. And my captain, my ex-captain, saw me and took my plate from me one day because he's like, "You're not in the military anymore. This food isn't free," and he took my food from me. You do not want to be in my shoes. You don't want to have those problems. I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, spent a large segment of this talking about you. But I'm hoping what I said is helping you out because, and I know you're 29, you're a grown ass man, but you don't want the struggle that I had when I got out. I was not prepared to leave the military. I wasn't. I didn't have an exit plan. I thought things were going to work out for me because I was still young. It has take the steps. Well, I'm just warning you. Once that money cuts off, it's it's a punch in the gut. You're not getting no check no more. They let you go. You can't get on base anymore. And they know you're no longer. Yeah, they cut you off. Thank you. I just want to set my family up for success, and being a husband is such a huge responsibility. Well, I mean, you're not even in the thick of it yet, homie. I was reading about that in the Bible. Reading about what? Oh, so you've been listening to some of my Bible videos. That's good. That's good. I'm glad I'm reaching people. Yeah, I have a very like I'm not a preacher, but I have a very base and down to earth way of illustrating the Bible. You know, like I'm a very down to earth and real. Like I'm not gonna give you a bunch of fluff. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Point blank, you know, I just give you the real. I give you the facts. You know, you don't like him, pray about it. That's the way I look at it. But yes, my friend, you need to set your family up, but you got to start thinking about that right now because, listen, a year goes by quickly, very quick, and 2025 will be right. It'll be right on us. Shoot, now that I'm thinking about it, it's less than a year. Yeah, less than a year. So you have less than a year to get it together. Or re up. You probably won't have to pay for your college. That's a good thing. And let me also say this: if you use Chapter 31 for your education, they pay for your school and they give you a stipend. Just so you know this, they'll pay for your education and they give you a living stipend to the tune of like $600 or something like that. I know you can't live off of that, you and your family, but it's better than zilch. So there's also that. And for this reason, I'm saying set yourself up. Get that in your head now before they hand you those papers. Ask the questions now. Call a recruiter or whoever you need to call and say, hey, what are the educational programs out there? They're going to say, Chapter 31, Chapter 33, what's your status? How long have you been in? So on and so forth. When do you think you're going to get out? What school are you looking to go to? You need to have these answers. Are you going online or are you going face to face? You need to have these answers. You do not want to be hemming and hawing with this because you really don't have the time. You don't have the luxury of time. You want to be able to hit the ground running within a month or two of being out. You want to be enrolled in school, knocking it down. Another thing, the stipends, how much you get paid from the stipend depends on how many classes you take per quarter. So it can change. So if you take one class, you do not get the stipend. If you go to school part-time and you're taking at least 2 classes, you will get a stipend. If you go full-time, you'll get more on your stipend. So this is the stuff you probably need to know. So like I said, you can hit the ground running. The way you should treat your wife, be considerate to them because they are the weaker vessel, gracious, gifted of life. So nothing will hinder your prayer. Okay, we're not talking about your career anymore. All right, we're done talking about your career. Yes, that's the way you should treat your wife. The scripture says, do not be harsh to your wife. That's what the scripture says. That's what it reads. Don't be harsh to your wife. So yes. Be good to your wife. Yeah. You're much welcome. Yeah, you're much welcome, bro. That military life, man, it's very sheltered. Once you get out here, dang, I ain't got that security anymore. Nah, you don't. That rent, your electric, gas, water, woo! Woo! It's expensive. You go and settle in a major city, oh man, good luck. $2,400 for a 2-bedroom? Woo! It's real out here. Gotta have some money, bro. Yeah, rent is skyrocketing, man. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got some savings? You've been saving up? You got that deployment stipend. Has your wife been saving your stipend? Do you know this? Have you been checking your bank statements? I mean, are you on top of all that? Because you get a deployment stipend. It's kind of like hazard pay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope you save your stipend, your deployment stipends. Invest it. That's the thing about the military. It doesn't have a 401k. Not that I know of. You take your military pay, and if you don't blow it all on whatever, now you can start investing it. Put it into a VOO, into the stock market. Get 7% a year. Look into some, coins. Bitcoin's going up. I'm not telling you to invest in it. I'm just saying it's going up. 2 months ago, Bitcoin was at 17,000. You know where it's at right now? 30,000. It's at 30,000. Looking at it right now. $30,690.79. 3 days ago, it was at 28,000. I'm just saying, I don't know your financial business. It's not my business. But I tell anybody, if you got some change sitting around the house, buy some Bitcoin. Now you can go to a teller and buy Bitcoin. That's what I tell people. Listen, if you got some money that you can lose, buy some Bitcoin. If it ain't going to break you, if you're not going to get evicted, if you're not going to starve, if your woman isn't going to leave you, you got $20 a week that you ain't doing nothing with. You're going to spend it on Netflix and beer. Buy some Bitcoin with it. Just do it. Get yourself about a grand in Bitcoin and just let it sit there. Get yourself $1,000 of Bitcoin and just let it sit there. Because at the rate it's going up, you're not going to do nothing but win. And if it goes down to 700, get out. You're not going to cry about it. You wasn't using the money anyway. But right now, it's going up. And there's all kind of crazy predictions on it, which I'm not somebody who predicts strongly. I just look at what's going on and I go, here's what I think. But there are some people who got really crazy predictions and they got all these numbers. I'm not one of those people. I look at the stock market and I look at different coins, but my guess with Bitcoin is that it's going to return back to 60 grand. Because that's where it reached its height. And then it sank down to 17 grand. Now it's up to 30 grand. And I've been watching the stock market for the last, ever since we got our STEM check. That's what I did with mine. I invested it in the stock market. So I've been watching stock market waves, and there's one thing that is consistent. If something dives, it's gonna come back up. Not unless that something goes out of business. I don't care what it is, what company it is. If it dives and flatlines, it goes out of business. That one thing. But if this is something you know it's not going to go out of business, it's going to come back up. That is a true that transforms. It will come back up. I don't care what company it is. If they're not going out of business, they're coming back. And I've seen companies grow 280% in a week. And I've seen that same company tank. And in 1 week, 280%, bam! As a matter of fact, one company that did it was Bed Bath & Beyond. And when it did, I had caught some of that wave of it going up. And what's really crazy is I tried to sell my stock before the end of the day, and they wouldn't let me sell because everybody else tried to sell at the same time. They stopped the sale of the stock. I was like, I couldn't sell until the next day, but I lost some of it. I still gained out of the whole thing, but I'm just saying, if they would let me sell at the peak when I was like, oh, it's about to go down. They didn't let me do it because so many people were trying to sell at the same time. People made a lot of money on that one day from Bed Bath & Beyond. They made a lot of money. And I'm just saying with Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin is doing the same thing. I think it's going to go, I think it's doing this now. And when I look at its yearly projection, and when I look at why it fell, I'm like, now Bitcoin, listen, people think Bitcoin is going to go into the millions. You know, let me explain this to you. Right now, the money I have on Bitcoin, whenever it goes up $1,000, no, $2,000, I make $100. Every $2,000, I make $100. If it jumps, it's at 30,000. If it jumps to 40,000, I make $500. Jumps to 50, $1,000. Jumps to 60, you get the point. If it jumps from 60 to $100,000, which it can easily do in a calendar year. I mean, and this is just what little money I have on it. But if it does this in a calendar year, which I think it's going to do, because now there are teller machines where you can buy Bitcoin. Now there are companies that are accepting Bitcoin payments. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a staple that's not going anywhere. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, gamer. But this is what I'm saying. It's not going anywhere. Bitcoin, it's here. It's not going anywhere. Buy some Bitcoin. Just just get a grand's worth of it. Just 1,000. I'm gonna get $1,000. Boom. If the whole thing tanks tomorrow, you lose $1,000. It's not gonna kill you. But if it keeps going up at the rate that it's going, if Bitcoin keeps doing what it's doing now, even if it dropped back down to 20,000, you're still not taking a huge loss. I think it's going to hit 60,000, and it's just me guessing from what I've been seeing. I think Bitcoin is going to hit $60,000, and yes, I guess you have to be patient. 100%. Why not be patient? You're not going. It's not. I mean, just be patient. Just put it in there and forget about it. Just forget about it. Yeah, I bought some Bitcoin. I don't even know. I'm telling you now, buy some. Because this time next year, you're gonna remember this guy. And I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna remember me. Because you're gonna go to a bank or you're gonna go to a store and you're gonna see a Bitcoin machine. And you're gonna remember this face when you see how much Bitcoin is worth. And when it says Bitcoin is worth $80,000 a coin, you're going to be like, wait a minute, when did this guy tell me to get Bitcoin? Then you're going to go all the way back to now, and then you're going to go, how much did he tell me to get? $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, let's do the math. How much money would I have now? Bitcoin sitting at $70,000, $80,000. You're going to be going, damn, that's an easy 5-6 grand that's sitting in my pocket that I didn't have to work for. Easy 5-6 grand, just sitting there. And I say only put a grand on it because if you lose a grand, yeah, it hurts, but it doesn't. If you're somebody who's working, it doesn't kill you. And also, when you look at the average person, the average working man makes $38,000 a year. $38,000. Now that's tough. That's tough. The average woman makes even less. You know, and that's tough. This is without children, wife. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, you can still take $38,000 equals about $140 a day. That's about what it is. About $140 a day. You know, you took $20 out of that, even though it's a tight squeeze. Because rent control atmospheres are just ridiculous. It's for one bedrooms are just ridiculous. You know, it's just ridiculous. But nonetheless, if you can find a spot for $1,200 a month, keep your electric costs down, or get a roommate. You know what I mean? Or if your wife is working, I don't know. Nonetheless, if you took $20 and bought some Bitcoin and just said, forget about it, just like a piggy bank. I said, think about your piggy bank doesn't draw interest. And people lost a lot of money on Bitcoin if they sold it when it dipped down to 17 from 60. That's a lot of money. If they sold it, they lost a lot of money. But if they hung in there, now it's going back up. They're getting their money back. You know, I'm not a huge Bitcoin advocate. I don't know all the ins and outs. Well, I know right now, within the last week, I made $100, and I'm poor. I'm not working like you guys are. I'm poor, and I'm like, if I just made $100, what is somebody who's working that just made? I mean, what if somebody who's got $5,000 on it? Somebody just made. What if you had 10 grand on Bitcoin when it was at 17,000? Realize how much money you would have right now? I wish I had 10 grand. I ain't got $10,000. So yeah. I don't know who's here. Whoever's here, say hello. Just talking about, life. We're just talking. Got a military brethren way over in Fallujah. I don't know where he's at. Fallujah, where you at, man? If you can tell us. Where you at? Where'd they send you to? The Middle East? They sent you to, why are we still in the Middle East? Where did you go? Where did they deploy you to? What hot zone is there now? That's a good question. Who are we fighting? My guy, tell me something. Young Glitch Jr. Educate me, man. Where are you at? Also, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Yeah. I don't know if any of my regulars are here. It says 2 people are here. One of my regulars is Hardaway. I don't think he's here. That's what I made the video for, because he likes to talk about working out. And then Galloway. I don't know if she's here. Is she, she likes to talk about her ex-boyfriend. So there's that. That's about how great of a guy he was. And yeah, so the military, get your money. Being married in the military is tough. I've seen a lot of guys have some, I worked for the jail. Oh, there's that. And you know what guys would come in there for? You know what the number one cause for people to come into the jail? Bad checks. People would get in financial trouble. They were starving. So they would write bad checks. And as soon as they did, you catch up to them. And, once the military found out, they go ahead and get rid of them. The worst case, well, the next common case was, some kind of either drunken or some kind of domestic violence. Something that had to do with a woman. And we had one guy in there who committed murder. He was a big boy, too. He was the only guy in there for murder. I don't know who he killed, but yeah, he was in there for murder. Yeah, so if you're in the military, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Be careful in the military. Some of you young guys, some of you young folk, some of you young guys get some of you young guys in the military, you get caught up, then women catch you up. Go out there and you beat up on your girl or your wife. Get them knocking her around. You're going to end up in the jail. Military ain't having that. Some of you guys go out there and make babies. Yeah, females love GIs. They love military men. Why? Security. They know you got a job. Some women will even trap you, and it's not your child. I know somebody that happened to. Wasn't even his child. But when they call the base, talk to your CO, you had a baby, they're going to come see you. Yeah, she said that that's your child. Yo, Captain, that is not my kid. Well, we have to do our due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because if that's your kid, or, you know. So be careful, guys. Be careful with that. Be careful with the women. The women can trip you up. If you're married, stay married. Unless your wife is cheating. If she's cheating, leave her. Well, I don't know. If she's cheating, pray about it. God hates divorce, so. God hates divorce. So you gotta pray about that, because I'm not staying around. My wife cheats on me, that's it for me. I ain't got nothing for her. I'm just gonna go off and be alone for the rest of my life. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have to sit here and deal with you. I'm done. Guys, be careful. Who's here? I don't know who's here, so I don't know what we're talking about. I'm just talking, messing around with music. mess around with a funky bass line. I don't know who's here. I don't know if you guys want to talk about anything in particular. I don't know if you guys are upset, happy. I'm here for you guys. A lot of you guys ask me questions because you want my advice. Well, I say, if I'm here, ask me a question. I'll tell you what I think. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? What can an old man tell you? What can an old man tell you? I have a very dusty house. What can the old man tell you? What questions you guys got? What advice do you want to hear? I'll shoot straight from the hip. What do you want to ask me about? Women? We're talking about you ladies. You got some questions about guys? What do you want to ask me? I don't sugarcoat nothing. I hit you with the truth. I tell you the truth. Some of y'all can't handle the truth. People want to believe lies. They want to believe men could be women. That's a lie. Tommy cannot be Tomalina. Something was there. I was wet. Something was kind of. Something was looming. I can't. Can I do that? I thought something was looming. Sometimes there's musicianship that's looming. It's waiting to be birthed. It's waiting for somebody with skill. And my skills are limited because I don't know how to play the piano. I know how to toil. I like those notes though. Looming. Something was looming. I thought I had something. You know what I mean? I had a little. No. I had a little. You know. Like I like this strong beat right here. But I was gonna do something like that. I'd like to find something that's looming. So I'd like to find something like a pluck. I go, what's out there? Who's plucking? Go, let me find a pluck. That's almost a little cryptic. That's a bass pluck. Bring it up an octave. Use a different note. Come up an octave. Too high. Not interested. This is an easy one. So you would have to use a minor note on this. Or you could just use F sharp. So here's an F sharp scale. So you can use a declining. All right, now let's see what it sounds like at 92 BPM. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. It's doing too much. That's different. Almost. Almost. with it. Kind of hard to do something with it. Got to do something else with that. Not unless it was a lead. Make it a lead. So hard to do sometimes. This is a all major notes. Major notes. Woo! It's a little too much. It's a pulse, but it's more leaders. That's on some Charlie Puth, ain't it? That's some Charlie Puth type of thing. What if I took this and went? And then added up. Like, yeah, Charlie, whatever. Little box. Chord, box and a chord. Minor chord. Major chord. Major chord. Let's do it like this. That is an F chord. That is an F major 7-9. 7-9. So let's do it like this. none of these leads match. It's a nice little beginning to it though, right? Let's do it like this. Yeah, it's not terrible. Not terrible. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of fun though. It's kind of fun, you know. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. It could be something. Do you guys still eat bologna? When was the last time you had fried bologna? Who's here? Somebody's here. My man out in Fallujah, a military guy. Is that Galloway? Is that you? Is that you, Galloway? Is that the homegirl from Florida? Hanging out with me? Somebody's here. Nobody's talking. Probably is. Probably had another dream about me. A bunch of women have a dream about me. She keeps having dreams about me. Being around a bunch of women. I'm the most single guy on the planet. You can't get no more single than me. You see this hair? This hair means I'm single. Look at it. Who's gonna date me with hair like this? No one. No one's gonna date me with hair like this. Even she talked about my hair. She was like, excuse me, are you gonna do something about that? Your nest on your head? Absolutely not. My hair is my expression. There's nothing wrong with having a wild set of. She was like, your hair is atrocious. That's a white word, ain't it? That's a word white people use. You ever hear a black person like in the hood say that? You're just atrocious. Like what? Black people do not say atrocious. I do. Black people don't say atrocious. Black people do not say atrocious. You look atrocious. Trying to get something out of this. Sir, you are acting atrocious. It's a swing. All right, I got you. Oh, swing in. Oh, it's a swing in. Swingy! I'm missing a bass. Right there. See if I have a voice in that. Let me put my swingy genius. Hold on. This is always tricky for me. It's not going to sound right. Okay, let me just try it. No. Good concept though. It's the horns just never sound right for me. I'll try these ones. I better. I clip it. Turn it down a little. I gotta put a space designer on it. Oh, let me put a reverb on it. Now I can think about my bass. Right now I can think about my bass. Yeah. That's hard. Alright, let me get a bass. Oh, that's hard. That is hard. Alright, let me get a. I don't know why. Oh. Okay. Beats by Tone, what up? The inspiring one, how you beast? That's right, Beats by Tone all day. I'm just on here clowning around. Try that on. Not loving it. Ah, my bass ain't basing. Yeah, Beats by Tone. Somebody's here. Say hello, whoever you want. Okay, we'll go for that one. My Bitcoin's going up. My Bitcoin's going up. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. My Bitcoin. That'd be hard. That'd be hard. I'm sorry. Somebody's still here listening to me. Is that you, Galloway? Is that you, Galloway? Are you listening to me? I really like that. I really like that jam. I gotta come back and do something with that one. What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she's gone? What you gonna do when she says goodbye? And all your friends are calling you a fool. 'Cause you don't know a good thing when you had it in your hands. What you gonna do when she says goodbye? What you gonna do when she's gone? Bang, 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 bang. What's she gonna do when she says goodbye? When a woman is gone, she's like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You're like, no, Bethany. You're like, no, Julia. Julia, don't leave me, Julia, darling. Darling Julia, no. No, the sky will fall without you, Julia. My very hands, Julia, my hands. No, God, no. Oh, Julia, I must hold you in my hands, Julia, please. She's like, I'm leaving. No, dumbass. She's like, no, Todrick. I've told you once before. I'm not a woman who stays. I must be gone, Todrick. I must go where the wind blows, Todrick. No, Julia, no. Oh, heavens. I will write the sonnets. A sonnet of you and I, Julia. I will right now. Where is my pen? Oh, I don't need one. I'll do it from the top of my head. Julia, Julia. Oh, thy Julia. Todrick, oh, please stop. Todrick, please stop, Todrick. You mustn't write a sonnet about me. I never stayed, Todrick. I told you from the beginning. Julia, my heart. Do you know what you're doing to my heart? Julia, I do, Todrick. I told you what I was. But you didn't believe me, so now, hand me my umbrella. I must venture on into the unknown. Where every woman must go. Without you, Todrick, alone this time. You mustn't follow me, Todrick. You followed me all the way to East Africa. You mustn't do it again. I will, Julia. Where will you go this time? I'm going to Antarctica. I must feed the polar bears. They're marvelous creatures. I must feed the polar bears. And you mustn't come with me. You mustn't. Hand me my umbrella. And away with you. Todrick. Fly, Todrick, fly. Come out. That sounds shepherd, doesn't it? Well, that sounds that's tonal. That's very tonal, isn't it? Oh, that's so final. Oh man, my heart can't take it. That finality, the notes. And there it was, left out in the open for everyone to see. I, Todrick, loved Julia, and she left me standing on the sidewalk on 5th and Main on that summer day in 1943. And I never forgot her. And so it was. My Julia, I hope you got to feed the polar bears. I only hope that your hair is still blowing in the winter wind, and you never forgot about us. Oh, Todrick, I did it. I married you, you fool. Oh, my folks. Oh, she's here. She came back. Well, there's something. We'll make it more drag. Oh, maybe even more. Oh, a little bit. No. It's a little something happened here. See what happened. Something happened right there. You can sing about this. You can hear the. Oh, you can hear. Oh, you just. arpeggiator over it because it's past my skills. You can just hear the. It's the wrong section. Oh. Oh no. I'm not gonna be able to find one up here. That means I gotta almost. Oh, this is gonna take some work. I can't do this one in a hurry. I can't do this one in a hurry. I gotta take my time. play you some pimping. What you mean, like some Tupac music? All eyes on me. Boom, 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 boom. That what you talking about? A picture perfect. A paint a perfect picture. What you talking about? I don't think I got the skills to. All eyes on me. He had some dope producers making that stuff. I just fool around. 3 6 Mafia. Don't make me kill somebody up in here. Play me some pimping. Shoot, I don't know if I got any. You know what? I don't think I can make a 3 6 Mafia beat because I don't listen to 3 6 Mafia. I'm not a hardcore dude, so all my music is like soft, you know what I mean? And sing songy and broken hearted, because that's what I am. I'm a romantic, you know. FL Studio. I don't have FL Studios. Yeah, I don't think I've ever made a hard beat like that type of beat because I don't have that type of energy. I don't even know how to make that type of music. Oh, no, hold on a second. Let me look something up real quick. Let me look up who is it again? 3 6 Mafia. Turn this down so I don't get a copyright strike. Oh, whatever. Come on, commercial. Woo! I know somebody from Memphis. One of these rappers actually contacted me. I sold him a track. Somebody who knew the 3 6. Yeah, yeah. One of the Memphis rappers contacted me. It's a different track. It's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting beat right there. Yeah, Juicy J. Hold on, let me see what this sound like. Stay fly. Let me sipping on some sipping on some scissor. Oh, let me listen to this real quick. Yeah, this is Memphis. All right. So the concept of 3 6 Mafia or Texas beats. Are your beats on BeatStar? Yeah, they're on BeatStar. I got some. I got like 5 beats on BeatStar, and I got a bunch of them on SoundCloud. And then I have them on Deezer and other places where you can download them, or you can buy them, or you can just buy them from me. So yeah, one of those dudes contacted me and bought one of my beats from me. His name is Trey Bay. He's from Memphis because he heard my beat I made for Put It in a Pot. Uh, something real simple I cooked up, and then I just said whatever on it. He was like, "Damn, like yo, make me a track." So we got together, and I made him a track. So I'll play "Put It in a Pot." You guys can hear this. You don't know all kind of weird stuff, but I made that song for YouTube Reels, YouTube, TikTok. I made it just so somebody can take it and use it as a reel. So I know that song is gonna go viral. You know, and I made that in one take. I, when I said all those words, just one take, just making it up. But is the dude who wants to hear Memphis music still on? It says that one person's here, so I don't know who's still here. You know what I'm saying? You still want me to make something that's Memphisy? I just wanna. I write a lot of stuff. How about you? What did I put you through? I'm a very creative person, but I'm sappy. I'm one of those guys who cries. One of those guys who cries at the movies like, oh my God. Why they do that? Yeah. No, I don't do that. Somebody's here. Who's here? Is that you, Galloway? Is that you checking in on me? Tell me about one of your dreams. I had a dream about you. Just where the man came from. I had a dream about you. You was some other woman, and you told me that you love me again. I had a dream. I had a dream. I had. I had a dream. That's how that would go. It would go. I had a dream about. I had a dream about you. Got a little something there. Something like that. I had a dream that you once back like the wheel and you bump. I had a dream about. There's a mallet. It's a mallet. Listen to it. Listen to the mallet. You hear it? Descending. Ascending. Major. Minor. See how illuminating that is? Bring it up an octave. Play it in a chord. step you go. Or instead of doing that, go like this. So you gotta find it. You gotta find this word. Isn't that interesting? That's interesting, isn't it? 90 beats from set. It sounds like 4 different chords. It's not. It's 3 different chords. It's 3 chords. It's just 3 repeating chords. But you can do some stuff with it. Instead of going. Be more sexy, ain't it? It sounds like it's going boom, hold on, boom, boom, hold on, boom, hold on, boom, hold on, boom, hold on. That's not what it's doing. It's going boom, 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 boom. You got the fast food going boom, 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 boom. What song makes itself? I'm about to change that though. No, it's not terrible. All right, I don't like that either. That's hard. That's hard. start sweeping. That's hard though, ain't it? Boom, boom, da-da, boom, boom, da-da, boom, da-da, play around with this. Do that. Just gonna throw a bass in there just to do it. Because don't nobody believe in basses anymore. I tell people all the time, you gotta have your bass. If your bass is off, you ain't got no bass in your life. Switch basses. Boom, bum, bum, bum. This beat might be too heavy. My computer is for Lurkum Cough. I can't get any more updates on it. That's why it keeps doing that. Disappointing. I can't get any more updates on it. I might sell that. Once upon a time, not long ago, where the people never lived by slow. You chicken like that. What I'm going to do is no chickens in the world. A world without chicken. I eat no fried chicken. You'd be like, excuse me? No, sir, you cannot eat. Why is chicken not an endangered species by now? Why is chicken not an endangered species? We eat so much of it. What are you going to have today? Chicken? What are you going to have tomorrow? Chicken? What did you have yesterday? Chicken? Just think about one person's consumption of chicken. Just one family. How much chicken do you eat? I eat a lot of chicken. Do you eat a lot of chicken? The answer is yes. Why? Why do we eat so much chicken? You know what? I got some chicken in my kitchen that's finger licking in empty kitchen. I got some chicken in my kitchen, right? And I've decided today, right now, that after that chicken's gone, I'm going on a chicken fast. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You're welcome to join me. I'm going on a chicken fast. I'm just doing it. I am going to abstain for chicken for, I don't know, a week. I'm going to see how it feels. I'm just see how I feel. Because I heard a doctor talking about it. She like, just try not to eat chicken for a week. I'm like, I'm going to do it because I eat so much of it. Bitcoin just went up. I just made some money on Bitcoin. I just made some more money on Bitcoin. I should buy some right now because it is flying. I should buy some right now. I don't know how much money I got though. I be poor. I was a poor man. I'm a poor man. I is a poor man. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm a poor man. I'm a poor man. Yes, I am. What's your favorite movie? A. Sorry. The D. Dagger do the bone, blong, blong, bang, boom, boom. Nice and simple, ain't it? Right to that. Better song to that. D major, D minor, D major. Blong, 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 spam, spam, blong. And get into it. Idiot beats from second. That's too slow. 92. No. 94. There it is. How does that go? Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh baby, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm in a big bombard, yeah. Let me tell you, I am. I'm gonna do it, yeah. You never got to be home. Down, Wait a minute now. Why do you feel like you're dragging ass? You feel like you're dragging ass, buddy? Let's see it. Feel like you're dragging ass. Messed all up, but it's cool. I met this girl. I met this girl. I met this girl down the street. I'm not gonna forget it. I met this girl from down the street. Whoa, what are you doing? I met this girl from down the street. Took her out to get something to eat. She said, okay. She picked the day. I picked her up and we was on our way. That's how rapping started. Started just that simple. We got a hamburger and some fries. She said, thanks, you're a real cool guy. I said, it's cool. That's what I do. And after you're done, we'll take you to school. It made no sense. But that's how we rap. Then I had a stupid hook like, she had a hairdo. She had a hairdo. She had a funky, fly, fresh hairdo. I met this girl. You had to say it like that too. I met this girl from down the way. You gotta say it like that. You don't say it like that, don't mean nothing. Okay, so tomorrow, right? I met this girl. All right, see, so tomorrow, right? So there's this refrigerator I've been trying to sell for the longest time, right? And so this customer is coming up to see it, right? And so customers driving a good ways to come here, right? So what I did, because I ain't like the way it was acting, I went and got it out of my storage unit, right? And now it's downstairs in my base, in my not my basement, but in my living room. There's two refrigerators there. Now check the math, right? The refrigerator they're looking at, when you plug it in, it says PO. Now when you look that up, it says replace the motherboard, not the motherboard, but the display. But what's wrong with it is when it says PO, there's a lot of things, right? Now check it. If you hit the button on the right hand side that says confirm, the PO goes away, right? So check the math. Here's what I was thinking, like, if I had it in a storage unit and I plugged it in and they saw that, they're going to be like, we don't want it, right? Right? I'd be like, no, you just hit confirm. That's it. And then it's not cold enough for them to see it freezing, so don't think it's not going to work, right? No matter what I tell them. So I said, I'm going to go get it, plug it in, run it for 2 days, put some water in it. The water's already frozen. That way, when they get here and I can explain it to them, they can also see that the fridge works. Then I tell them, look, you probably need a filter, which you do. It's not a lie. And I think the PO will go away. So, not to mention, if they say, no, we still don't want to take a chance, even though it is freezing, it's freezing and it's cooling. It's doing exactly what it's doing. But some people are fickle, especially since he's bringing his wife, right? Wives can cancel order real quick. So check it. Here's what I was thinking, right? I got another fridge sitting right beside it downstairs in my living room, right? Right? That refrigerator is a little bit more expensive. But if they say they don't want that one, I can just plug the other one in. Right? That way I can upsell them because they'll say, how much is that one? And I'll say, well, that one costs a little bit more because, it's bigger. It's a 3-door, not a 2-door. 2-door. So it gives you more space. So they'll look at it and they'll see it's clean. They'll see it's working. And they'll go, okay, we'll get the bigger one for, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Sold. That's how you do it. Then you take that money, right? Take that money, take it to the bank, and then you put half of it in your account and let it stay there for your bills and miscellaneous. And you take the other half and you do what with it? Go ahead, you can say it. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Go ahead and say it. I know you're thinking, come on, you can do it. Go ahead, you can say it. You don't want to say it? All right. You buy some Bitcoin. You buy some Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin's going up as we speak. Yep, just went up again. It is going. It just went up again. Wait a minute. And again. And again. Okay, within the last Within the last 30 seconds that I've been talking, I just earned $1. Isn't that cool? I just earned $1. Pretty dope. And oh, it's going down. It's not going down that much. It vacillates. That's the word you don't hear black people use. It vacillates. Walk up to somebody in the hood and say, "Yo, bro, I heard you've been vacillating." They'd be like, "Yo, son, I ain't been vacillating, dog." Yo, son, your shorty said it behooved her that you was vacillating. Yo, my shorty said, "What? It did what, son?" Yo, son, I gotta call her right now. It be what her? Who be what her, son? I was going down. I lost 30 cents. Yo, son, your woman said it behooved her because you've been vacillating. So, yo, you can't, yo, son, I'm gonna tell the homies you've been vacillating. I've been what, son? Ain't nobody been vacillating. Son, you sick, dog. I don't even do that, son. Well, I did it one time, but my mom caught me. Yo, what do you think I'm talking about? You know, vacil. No, that ain't what I'm talking about. Vacillating, moving back and forth, up and down, moving in many directions. To vacillate. What was the other word? Be what? Behoove. When something behooves you. Behoove means to benefit, meaning it behooves you to get out of my way. Like my girl Natalie. My girl Natalie slapped a chick who didn't know it behooved her to leave Natalie alone. So Natalie hit her with a right cross and then told her, "Don't step on my shoes again, ho." Then she called her a hoe after that. But then she called her a light skinned hoe. I think that's what she said. She's like, "Psh, don't do it again, light skinned hoe." That's what she said. So it behooved her to stay out of Natalie's way. Because Natalie has hands of stone. And Natalie don't like light skinned people either, so she don't like light skinned people. Then I lost that whole $1. Let's see if it's gonna go back up. Oh nope, it's going down. It's going down. See if it's gonna go back up. No, it's going down. I lost $1. See if Bitcoin's gonna go back up. It's vacillating. See, Bitcoin is vacillating. Ergo, to 42, 40. It's going down. 36. 35. No, Bitcoin. No. Nah, it's just going down a few cents. 26, 27 is going back up. See? 30. Look at that. 31. Let's go, Bitcoin. Yeah, 33. Let's go, Bitcoin. Yeah, get that money. All I need is what? I am $4 away from my goal. I'm $4 away from my $100 goal. So when I wake up in the morning, I should have it. I should. But Bitcoin will dip on you in a minute. But I should have it. 48. Yep, I should have it. When I wake up. I should have yeah. 53, let's go. I need $5. Then I would have made a solid 100. But remember, if you go out, then you have to actually earn 6% more in order to break even. It's called a break even analysis. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Bye.